Hi YouTube. I thought I'd make a video about the Merchants Guild in last Epoch because I've been playing Merchants Guild since release and I've been having a lot of fun with it. And I'm seeing that recently the Merchants Guild faction has been getting a lot of traction and more people are starting to join in. So I thought I'd give you a couple of tips on how to make gold when you're playing in the Merchants Guild. I'm approaching close to 300 million in gold thanks to the Merchants Guild, and I can pretty much afford most of the 3 OP items on my build. I just wanted to show you how I made that much gold. I don't think I'm nearly one of the richest people in last epoch, but I think it's a solid amount. I know it says 209 mil here, but if we go over here and check what we've sold, I probably will be close to 300. Let's have a look. 60k, 400. Another idol sold quite well here. 4 mil for this crafted item, and I'll explain a little bit more about this later. Another 1 mil here for 1 LP Omnis. Okay. Oh, that's a 70 mil sell. It's quite a good item. It's a very good find, but it's a lot of money as well. This is another crafted item, completely crafted for 6.5 mil that I've sold. Yeah, as you can see, I'm about 6 mil short of 300 million gold. I will talk a little bit about how I made that much gold. Keep in mind, this number is kind of inflated. I've had some luck and I've sold some pretty good items. If we go high to low, you see that 1/3 of my gold, or maybe even half of it, is coming from good finds. Corruption in this game, when you're trading in the Merchants Guild, is king. I think it's the same for COF, but I know for a fact after testing that Merchants Guild needs corruption, and there's several reasons for that. The higher corruption you are, the more favor you get. Favor is based on XP gain somehow, I think. I'm not sure, I haven't done the research, but based on what I've noticed, favor depends on how much XP you get, thus you get favor from XP tomes as well, the higher corruption you are. That being said, when you have more favor, you can list a lot of items, and thus you can make more gold. If your build can't really push to very high corruption, you can then refer to my previous video where I was still misinformed, or like not misinformed, but I didn't have that much knowledge about the game, where you can maximize your profits from lower corruption by completing your monoliths in a specific way, following a strategy. I still think that the higher corruption you are, the more benefits you get out of the game. Echoes at high corruption will give you insane amounts of gold. I've currently had echoes that have given me about 80,000 gold. One echo, guys. This will take me like 2 minutes to get 80k gold. So it's better than listing like 3 rare items. The chest at the end of the echo, if you've killed more monsters, I don't really target monsters, but when I get to the objectives, I kill everything on the way. Chest at the end of the echo could give you, well, I've had one that gave me 67, I think it was 67k gold. So pushing corruption will let you get a lot of gold out of your echoes. One important thing when considering this is try to get the gold drop rate. 69%, I know, very nice. I don't want the 70, I'll keep this as a flex. This blessing will greatly increase your gold income. Yes, I know playing the Merchants Guild and relying on gold from monsters or like from echoes sounds counterintuitive, but actually echoes are a great way to make a lot of gold. So if you're pushing corruption, if you have like a decently fast build that can go, I'm currently at 1k, and if you have like a decently fast build that can go that can zoom through echoes, you can make a lot of gold from that. So apparently higher corruption increases your chances at more LP items. This is very important because higher LP items will actually make you a lot of gold. For example, if we have a look here, my biggest sale, which is 99 mil, is a 3 LP Apogee Frozen Light. This I got because I was at higher corruption. I got it at about 900. It was an incredibly lucky drop. Another main profit margin for me has been boss kills. So timeline bosses have loot tables that are very specific, and this is the next main point that I wanted to make, that you can target specific bosses to get profit. And there's several things you can do. So this belt Strands of Souls drops from the timeline boss of the first monolith, 4 of the outcasts, and even at 0 LP, God damn, this video will be long. Even at 0 LP or 1 LP, Strands of Souls, the item from that boss, gives a lot of gold on the market. So like you can see, I have a couple of 0 LP ones here sold for 140, 400, 1 million for 1 LP. I've sold a lot of these guys, half a mil. It depends on the roles, of course, the ward retention and the mana spent gained as ward are important. You can see I have more sold here. Strands of Souls. Probably have a couple that were more expensive, kinda. But yeah. Oh, these are by newest. Oh, high to low. The boss that you kill when you reset your monolith also has a good loot table. Basically, Omnis is the main takeaway from there. But like, if you get 1 LP Omnis, it can get like to 1.4 mil. I've sold one. My main point here is that there's 3 important things that you can target farm. So that's timeline bosses. They have loot tables that have good drops. Dungeon bosses can have good loot tables. And Echo reward loot tables as well. A great way to check these loot tables is lastepochtools.com. If you go here to resources, Monolith of Fate, you get all the monoliths here. So here, if we check the first 4 of the outcasts, first monolith, you can see boss items. One of the boss items is Strands of Souls. Yes, it's rare to drop from the boss, and 2 OP is very rare as well. But still, it's something that you can target farm. And the higher corruption you are, the more often you're going to encounter this boss, the more likely you are to get these items. I get Strands of Souls very often, and I've had 1 2LP one that sold for 42 mil. Stolen Lance drops the Wings of Argentus, which is a good chest. It sells for quite a bit. From Blood, Frost, and Death, you can get Frostbite Shackles. You can get Last Steps of the Living. I might be missing something here, guys. I'm not entirely familiar with the whole economy. I'm still learning myself. Reign of Dragons gives Twisted Heart of Ukkeros, which is a very meta item. It's a ward enabling item. Last Ruins has Ravenous Void, and the boss you fight at the end when you reset your monolith has Omnis in the loot table, and Shatter Chains, they sell for quite a bit. 1 LP Omnis I've sold, I think, for about 1.5 mil so far. But this is the first thing you can target farm. If you manage to choose like a good timeline boss, and then when you click here, it has exclusive Echo rewards, and you'll see that you can target farm, for example, chests, you can target farm helms. Now, if you're at very high corruption, above 1k, this is not that much relevant because you're getting a lot of unique items in your echoes inside them. Anyway, it's still a good way to decide what exactly farm you want to do. I can't tell you which one is best. I can't tell you what you should do. I think you should speculate and try and figure out. For example, I really like Foe of the Outcast, even though bows are like one of the worst rewards from echoes. But the boss rewards are very good, and also the echoes in that monolith are pretty fast to do. So I like that because it helps me push corruption faster. Another target farm that you can do, which can also prove to be quite profitable, dungeon bosses. So if you farm dungeons, you can get some uniques that are pretty sought after. For example, the Soulfire Bastion currently is very meta because of Immolator's Ablation. If you check Immolator's Ablation here as 0 LP, you'll see that the cheapest one sells for $500,000. I think you have about 18% chance to get this from the boss. Tier 4 gives you like 18%, and then chance to roll LP is kind of low, but still. 1 LP sells for 220. See, this is the really interesting thing about the market, and this is why you need to get familiar with the market as much as possible. 0 LP sometimes will sell for more than 1 LP. The reason for that is that a lot of people can't quite make it to rank 9 because they don't have enough time to play the game. So the only unique items they can buy are the ones without LP, and thus the market has this weird situation where sometimes 0 LP items will sell for a lot more than 1 LP, sometimes even 2 LP. But in this case, a 2 LP Immolator's Ablation will be selling for 4.5 mil because it's a good item, it's a meta item. My build uses this item. As you can see, I'm using a 2 LP myself. The dungeon is a very good target farm. Another interesting interaction with the market, this is why you, in order to make a lot of gold, you kind of need to be familiar with the game. But Fractured Crown, for example, cheapest one you can see on the market is 1.7 mil. A Fractured Crown is obtained by using a Rune of Ascendance on a Runed Visage, that's a base, that has mana and damage dealt to mana before health prefixes with 21 plus total affixes. So you need T5 mana, T5 damage dealt to mana at least, and at least 1 T6 in the suffixes, or one of those two prefixes needs to be a T6, and then every other affix needs to be a T5 at least. Then you use the Rune of Ascendance on that, and you get a Fractured Crown. Keep in mind, if you buy the Runed Visage from the market, I've tested this personally, you'll not be able to sell it back because it keeps the cannot be traded tag. And this can only show you that filters are very important. Item filters at the moment are very tough subject. There's a couple of item filters going around. I can't really tell you which one's best. I can tell you which one is definitely definitely going to be best, but we'll talk about this in a minute. Before that, I want to talk about the market as a whole. The best way to get gold is having general knowledge about the game. You need to know what bases are good, what's meta, what are people looking for in their builds. So for example, exalted items. Exalted items have two different situations where they can make you gold. So one of the situations is an exalted item who sells as a base with a like T6, T7 good affix. It can sell as a base if the base is good, or you can craft that and make even more money. Granted that you need to have the right affixes on that item. So be very careful when you're crafting items, and I'll talk about crafting in a second. When you're crafting items, you need to know that you can finish the item without breaking it. So keep in mind like how much forging potential you have. If you already have one or two desired modes, how likely are you to change the other mode? Do you have an open suffix? Do you have an open prefix? I myself have bricked a lot of items, but I'm still in the learning process. I'm at a point where I can kind of take a decent guess if I'm going to brick an item or if I'll be successful at crafting it, or how likely I am to actually finish the item and sell for profit, or like completely brick it and just make it cost like 50k gold. So if we take a look at daggers, for example, a crit multi T7, any dagger, so I'm not choosing a specific subtype here, I'm not choosing the base. You go to any dagger, you see that they start from 400k. So you know now that T7 crit multi on any dagger will be at least 400,000 gold. The same goes with offhand catalysts. A T7 crit multi, any catalyst whatsoever, will go for at least half a mil. To be exact, it will go for about 1 mil, to be honest. Bases are also really important. We go Crystal Skull, for example. Crystal Skull starts at 2 mil, and the next one is 4, 7. Opulent Focus is the good one as well. You can see Opulent Focus starts at 2 mil, 5 mil, and those are without any forging potentials. You can safely say that these will sell for a lot, especially if they're crafted with the right mods. And this gets me to my next point. What are the right mods? Well, crafting in this game is probably one of the most profitable things that you can do. You can see that I have this axe. This was crafted because it has 0 forging potential. It sold for 12 million. This ring, for example, while I didn't finish this ring and let the people choose what suffixes they want, I did get the second prefix, which is minion health. You can see there's 34 forging potential. This dropped with at least 40, I'm pretty sure. And I wrote that trying to get minion health because it will sell for a lot more. This chalice was completely crafted. You can see 0 forging potential on it. It didn't draw with the right mods. There's a sealed affix. I sealed this affix myself. I finished this. It's not even great. It's a T4, but it did sell for 6.5 mil. This is crafted. This one rolled with good affixes already, but I knew how to make it even better. So I used a little bit of forging potential to make this, and it sold for 4.2 mil. This ring I crafted, it sold for 1.4 mil. And I'm just getting into crafting. And this is a great time to actually present to you my Discord channel, where I'm about to make a crafting list based on all the meta builds that I can fit in there. Now, if you pop on my Discord channel and you scroll all the way here, you'll see that there's a last Epoch crafting meta. Now, this is very new. I started this yesterday and I'm still working on it, but the information that I will give there, I'm sure is going to be helpful to a lot of market enthusiasts. So for example, if we click helmets, you see that I have listed helmets and it says any base. And here you have the mods that are looked after. I don't think I'll include prices going further, but I'll just include items that I've taken from builds, and those will be like the exact stats on builds that are on Maxrow and Last Epoch builds, because these are like the most famous places, including YouTube, of course, to get meta builds. And I will try to include all the affixes on very specific bases. Thus, you have very specific items. And when someone wants to make a new build, usually what they do is they go, they check that build, they try to copy every item one-to-one. They don't try to fit resistances in different places. Usually, like new players or like casual players, they go, they have a look. There's nothing bad in that, but we need to take advantage of this. And if you have the opportunity to make an exact same item as another build that is popular, you can sell that for a premium price. Just to show you that I'm not talking out of my ass. If you have a look at these gloves, they have melee attack speed, attunement, hybrid health, shred frailty. This is a Swipe Werber Druid Guide by Lizard IRL. Now this has made me a little bit of money, but it has made me some money. Now these gloves are complete garbage, but they've made me 200k gold. I have melee attack speed, attunement, hybrid health, and physical resistance on them with a little bit of forging potential. So I have 3 out of the 5 mods on this item. And I know these are the 3 most desired. So this has enabled me to actually sell, and as you can see, the base is exactly the same. It's Crusader gauntlets. And this has made me easy money because it cost me nothing. It cost me only a couple of shards to craft this, and it made me 200k gold. Same goes for these gloves. These gloves have 14 attunement, T1 melee attack speed, T3 res, and T5 hybrid health. And there's no forging potential. potential, and they're already bad because they have one tier 1 modifier and tier 3. So that's like a tier 14 item. It's not even tier 20. And it's all for 250k because it's the exact same as the popular build. Take a look at this 12 mil axe, guys. This 12 mil axe is tier 19. So it's nothing great. Like a T6 minion modifier, it's the right base. Where do you think I got the idea to craft this item? Look at it. It has 0 forging potential. I've definitely gambled on this item to get the right mods, right? But check this out. Squirrel, Beastmaster's Guide, Dragonbone Axe, T7, minion melee damage and spell damage, percent fist damage, melee attack speed, and shred, and slow. Look at this axe. I don't even have the slow, and my shred is T3. And the minion melee damage is T6, but it's sold for 12 million because it's the exact same as in the build guide. And this is how people going forward are going to make new builds. They'll try to replicate the items exactly. I'm not saying if the build guides are like the absolute correct way to build a character, but this is what people will do. If we're trading enthusiasts, we must use this to our advantage. So make sure to join the Discord if you want to have this crafting information. I'm sure it will definitely help you out. Currently, the Discord has only 2 meta builds that I've added. I can't promise how fast I'm going to add stuff because I have a lot of stuff going on in real life at the moment. If anyone wants to help, you're free to come on the Discord and like help put this thing together. But if not, you're free to like wait for me to get it together and then take advantage of it. I'll have a link to the Discord in the description below. And the last point I wanted to make is filters. Now, filters in this game are very important, especially when you don't have knowledge. The best thing we have at the moment is this Discord server made by 2 great guys. It's called the Sanctum Market. In this Discord server, you can learn a lot about trading. And why is that? First of all, they probably have the best at the moment all-around item filter for last epoch when it comes to the merchants. A very important thing about it is that they're constantly updating it. I want to say like every day they're really putting in hard work in this filter. It's amazing. And if it's not the best trading filter right now, I'm sure within 1 or 2 weeks it will be like the best in slot for trading, like definitely. The only problem is that you have access to this filter. Everyone in the economy has access to this filter. Let's be honest, like guys, if you want to make your own filter that's very specific and makes you more money, you have to put in the hard work. But this is the best thing that you can have for free. Very nice thing about it is that it's like constantly talked about. You can check in general chat, people are discussing stuff. You can check in price lists, people are showing and updating it. You can check prices of unique items here. They have everything and they keep it updated. It's amazing. A great way to learn about the economy and to take advantage of this Discord is to have a look at the big sales gallery. So if you look at the big sales gallery, you can see what people are selling and you can try and think why these mods are selling for that much. With this single category within their Discord, you can get so much information about what really sells on the market. Now, another quick tip, guys, I wanted to give you is if you don't trust one filter, what you can do is get like a really non-strict filter. You can have like me, hundreds or like at least like a lot of tabs where you dump your items that you find. And then later you can use like 3 filters and you can swap and you can drop everything on the ground like so. You know, you can drop everything and see, you know, what the 3 filters show, and this way you can sort like you know, valuable items based on a couple of filters. If you want to catch me live, you can catch me at twitch.tv, CrumblePoe. I'll have this in the description, as well as my Discord server, as well as the trading Discord server, the Sanctum Market, that these amazing guys have made for you. And please, if you found this in any way whatsoever helpful, consider maybe subscribing or leaving a comment. I really appreciate it, guys. I really do. It helps me a lot. Plans going forward, real quick, I wanted to say that I don't want to say surely, but probably my last Epoch video for this cycle, because we have another PoE league coming at the end of this month, and I want to get prepared because this will be the last PoE 1 league before PoE 2 comes out. And I'm really excited. But definitely I'll have more Last Epoch videos, a lot more during the next cycle. I'm really excited about this game. It's fun. It's fun. It's a fun game. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. I'm sorry if this video was a little bit scuffed. I'm not feeling at my best right now, but I still wanted to get this information out as soon as possible. That's all, guys. Love you. Bye. Until the next video. Bye. Bye.